So, 3 things that you need to know before we get started in this video. Number one, I'm wearing this jacket because it is fucking polar vortex, plain and simple. Over the weekend it's been like 80 in Texas, but then I wake up this morning, it's fucking 27. So yeah, global warming is a thing. Secondly, I don't feel like editing right now, so I'm just going to try to get through all of this in one take if possible. If not, then I'll edit this in like 2 or 3 days, maybe over spring break because it's next week, and then I'll put the video up when it's completely out of date. Anyways, number 3, I'm not wearing any pants, but unless this is the very first time you've seen one of my videos, then that shouldn't come as a surprise to you. Anyways, today we're going to talk about history. The history of Texas. Because just recently, Texas celebrated its Independence Day. The day that they finally freed themselves from the oppression of Mexico, which is all bullshit, and I'm going to tell you why. We start with Abraham Lincoln because it all kind of leads up to him. I mean, it's very directly tied with slavery, and first of all, let me just tell you that Abraham Lincoln didn't give a fuck about slaves. You know, everyone likes to paint Lincoln as like the great emancipator, but it's all bullshit. Because Abraham Lincoln's original plan when he took office was that slavery would remain in existence as it is. He was not going to get rid of anything. Slavery from Florida to Texas would still remain an institution. He would only block them from making new states slave states. Like New Mexico, Arizona, California. He would not allow slavery into those states, but he was not going to do anything about the slaves in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Virginia. Those were all going to remain as is. Slavery under Lincoln would have still been a regular Southern institution. It would have still been a staple of America. And it's actually kind of funny because the South seceded from the Union because they were worried that Lincoln would make them get rid of their slaves. But in the end, Lincoln only signed the Emancipation Proclamation to end the Civil War. So, they kind of fucked themselves. Just saying. But Lincoln, yeah, he didn't give a fuck about the slaves. He said when he was in office that he would do whatever is necessary to preserve the Union. If that meant keeping slavery as it exists right now, he would do that. If it meant making slavery illegal in all of America, he would do that. But he also said that if he needed to make slavery legal in every single state, all the way up to New York and Maine, then he would be willing to do that too. He was willing to do whatever necessary to keep America running as smoothly as possible. He didn't give a fuck about the slaves. He was just doing what he felt was best for America. He was just doing his job as president, pure and simple. And then we move on to Texas because, I mean, the entire Civil War was about greed. Really, that's the basis of it all. It's about greed and imperialism at its finest because, let's be honest, you'll hear it all the time about how Texas, the brave warriors, they were heroes. They died to free Texas from the tyranny of Santa Anna and Mexico. And this is all bullshit. It's all bullshit because, let's be honest, I mean, Texas was originally Tejas, a province of Mexico. And then, white people, they got greedy, pure and simple. They were coming into Texas because, free land. But here's the thing. Mexico had 3 provisions. One, Catholicism was the official religion, Spanish was the official language, and slavery was illegal. And those were the things that white people had a problem with. White America decided to come over into Mexico so that they could set up farms and they could have their slaves work those plantations and shit. But Mexico was like, nope, slavery is illegal in our country. And then America was like, well, fuck you then, get out. This is our country now. I mean, that's what it is. Revisionist history will tell you, brave heroes fought against the tyranny and blah, blah, blah. But no, it's because America wanted more land to put more slaves on so they could grow more crops and make more money. That's all there is to it. That's the entire history of the Texas Revolution. Pure and simple, because white America believed that slavery should extend from sea to shining sea, all the way from Florida to California. They wanted slavery to be an American institution. That's all there is to it. and the Mexican-American War happening after the Texas Revolution, for those of you who do know about that. And that's all total bullshit too. America started that war so that they could get Mexico to relinquish even more of the land. Because after that war ended, they forced Mexico to sign a treaty, so they gave up all of the land west of Texas and south of Oregon, which includes New Mexico, Arizona, California. And why did they want that land? Well, because they wanted to make more plantations so they could have more slaves, and they left Mexico with, what is now Mexico, which is just this bullshit little desert. That's the reason Mexico has that much land, because America looked at it and realized, no, we can't grow shit here. So fuck this place, y'all can stay over there, we get all the good land. And then it is those events that directly led to the Civil War, because Americans went out of their way to win that land from Mexico so that they could set up plantations, and then Lincoln went to get in office and be like, nope, no more slave states, and then that's when they're like, well, fuck this. And then they seceded, people start fighting, Civil War, America! Let's be honest here, the history of America is written with the blood of all the people who were here first. Even starting before the white settlers started coming to America. I mean, you can start with the Spanish conquistadors when they invaded Mexico and started killing off all the Aztecs and stuff like that. And then eventually Americans came over and they started killing up all the North American, all the people, all the other Indian tribes and whatnot. I mean, Native American tribes. I'm sorry, I'm insensitive. Deal with it. But, I mean, basically America itself had like one period of legitimacy when they were trying to free themselves from the tyrannical British rule, because I agree, the monarchy in England controlling all the shit that was going on over here, a lot of that was just total bullcrap. But ever since then, they spent the next 250 years just fucking over as many people as they could. America! Fuck yeah! Happy birthday, Texas!